That's wild. It almost sounds like we just need to go ahead and stop doing state testing. I mean, if ain't nobody passing the test, why y'all still giving the test? Some of us know why, Pearson. The comment section right here is very telling as to why we need to end this way of education. Somebody from Maryland at the top comment said that nobody take those tests seriously. That's not a unique thing to Maryland. That's countrywide. None of those kids take those tests seriously. Here's why. This is a whole dissertation. If it isn't for a grade, we don't try. See, we call in this endless loop where students don't put in effort until it's time for a grade. Most of the times they don't even care about that. They only apply effort in their education when it's time to perform. They don't apply that effort when it's time to learn. That's what we see every day in the classroom. We see kids getting all nervous, working hard to perform until they get burned out, and they just avoid the whole learning piece because it's all about what can you spit out, what can you regurgitate, what can you put on a little piece of paper that you're going to turn in that your teacher's going to give you a high five and a gold star, right? The whole goal of this education thing should be to inspire students to put in effort to learn, not just to perform. Because even the principals and teachers get caught up in this. These test scores get tied to state funding, get tied to accreditation. So when the students don't perform, you get situations like this where they freak out and they blame the students for not testing well on a test that it's only made for one type of person. This person right here saying they always got an 80 or 90 in math and they don't even know how. And we all know that person like that from high school. They disappointed the mess out of that dare line and then got a 36 on that ACT. That's just because standardized testing was developed by a person with a certain type of brain, with a certain type of demographic, and they didn't have you in mind when they made that test 50 years later if you had ADHD and you couldn't sit in your seat, or whatever the case may be, but they still make you take that same test written by that same person, and if you like that person, if your brain functions in that way, you're going to do A-OK on those standardized tests. It's never going to be a struggle for you. You're going to get the same good scores all the way from K all the way up. But everybody else, we're going to struggle, and then we don't get the scholarship money, and then don't get to Princeton. I'm getting on a tangent, but y'all know where I'm going with this. So many things wrong in education. Like y'all just missing the forest for the trees. Kid here saying that they failed math since 4th grade but still got passed up and still got expected to take those same tests that they knew they weren't gonna pass because come on now. I've been saying this for years, but there's not a single student in my classroom that has a standard lifestyle, a standard learning style. So why are we still making them take a standardized test?